Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Adobe Photoshop Masterclass course. We are continuing the bonus section, and we are going to be creating a social media banner from scratch. This is another live project. We ended up on this one, which was the creating a thumbnail, right? Absolutely awesome. To create a banner, it's going to be slightly different. This is going to be the first example so far that we've done in this bonus section. It's going to be different dimensions, right? So this is 1920 by 1080. It's just sort of a normal document that can be used, right? However, we're going to go up here to File, we're going to go to New, and we're going to actually have to know the dimensions of a social media banner. I'm talking about a banner that appears on a Facebook page, for example. So for example, this is my production company's Facebook page, and we have a video actually here. However, very common thing to have up here is just a banner. So today we're going to explore the process of creating a still banner if we weren't in the mode of actually having a video playing right there. Totally awesome. And the way you do that is you need to know the dimensions. So to first get the dimensions, I literally just Google Facebook banner dimensions, and Google are so generous enough as to give us the exact dimensions. So I'm literally going to make this 820 pixels wide by 312 pixels tall. So I can go over here and do the width and paste 820. Then I can come back here, copy paste 312, and copy paste that to the height. Oh, and it's not done it, so I'll just write it. 312, I'm going to press Enter, and just like that, we've got the dimensions. We've got an actual, file that is the size of the banner that we want. And then you guys can go to the resources and download a couple of things. I'm gonna have Jack Cole Camera, this document right here, and the TQ9 Media logo, and we're going to explore making the Facebook banner for TQ9 Media, my production company, as if we'd have a picture. And by all means, feel free to swap out, if you don't want to use my stuff, your logo and your picture, and you'll create a banner for your particular profile. But let's drag and drop this in here. First off, it's not going to fill the screen, so we want to drag it up to it locks to the top corner and just drag it out. Now, inevitably, we're going to lose some of it, but it's no problem because it still results in us having a pretty nice image. Now, it could literally be as simple as just getting the logo, dragging it in, and scaling it up a little bit, and maybe having the logo on the side and me on the other side, but it's not really looking that professional. Instead, what I want to do is I want to go over here to the shape tool. I want to get the rectangle tool, and I want to go ahead and click and hold, and I'm going to make a big shape layer, right? It's going to be black to start with, but we can actually go ahead and click here and maybe make it maybe a green or something like that. So if you see here, we can select the colors, and then we have a little tool. We could maybe even make it a green or something, see what that's looking like. It's looking all right. I think it probably won't remain green. But what we could do is we can go ahead and maybe make it an orange or something like that. I think I'm just going to get the colors looking somewhere a little bit more to my liking. So that's looking a little bit more to my liking, kind of like a yellowish, right? And what I want to do is I want to press Control-T to get that up, and I want to press Shift on the side until the cursor turns to this little weird one, right? Which means we can click and hold Shift, and it'll actually create sort of a slant to it, right? And we start rotating. Then I want to scale this out and bring this over here. So we clearly have this sort of situation that I'm sort of like a slither. And also what I want to do is I'll go ahead and click here, duplicate it by dragging it down here until the plus, right? So we've duplicated it. We've taken rectangle 1, dragged it to the plus, duplicated it, click Control-T, and drag it over until we are also creating this sort of slice on the side. So I want that slice right there and the slice right here. Then I want to get the picture of me, and I want to bring this over a little bit. And it looks like we can't bring it over too much, but we can bring it over just about that much, right? And then also I can get the actual picture, click Control-T, and just sort of scale it up a little bit more until it sort of perfectly fits in between. And I might even go ahead and get the other piece, this piece right here, and I might even bring it over a little bit just to see what it's looking like. It's looking like that's a little bit more appropriate right there. But overall, I might even actually, let's try slide it over a little bit more. Maybe sliding it over a little bit more could work. You see, I'm just trying to get this right. So I'm scaling it up after sliding it over a little bit more. So I think it's enabled me to bring this over so that there's no white line right there, right? So we're looking good. We're looking good, and essentially what we've created here is something pretty cool. However, there's something I want to do, which is to make this more 3D. So I want to bring this over as if it is still normal size, but just over covering my elbow a little bit, all right? And I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm now going to turn it off, and I'm going to go here, and I'm actually going to click and hold and get my quick selection tool, and I'm sure you're seeing what I'm about to do. I'm going to actually grab the arm of me. I'm going to grab it, and just the arm, nothing else. Go ahead and grab that arm, press Control-C, Control-V, and we've just copied that to a new layer. We can then drag that to the top and turn back on the banner, and just like that, we've got almost like a 3D effect where I am kind of jumping out of the screen. Then we can press Control-T, zoom that in a little bit, bring it back down there. I think it's looking fine. So now we've got kind of like a 3D effect where I am coming outside of the graphic. So you can give a little bit of perspective like that, and it could even be useful now to actually add a tiny bit of shadow, a tiny bit, not that much, nowhere near, onto the actual arm. So just like that, if we turn it off, we see it without. We turn it on, we see it with. Maybe put a little bit more. And also go ahead and get the actual brush tool, switch it to a hard brush, and let's actually go ahead and just polish off those little nasty bits that were hanging off, right? So now we have kind of like a 3D effect on protruding out. And now we can go ahead and get our logo. Walk over here, get the TQ9 Media logo. Bring that right here and actually go ahead and make that nice and big. And just like that, we've got our TQ9 Media logo right there, which actually might even serve to be a little bit smaller, right? Even like that. And you know what I could do? I could go ahead and delete that. And we could actually go over and get our advanced title and see what that's looking like. Our TQ9 text, just to totally stay in tune with what we were doing, right? And I could actually go ahead and just delete that. Have a look at TQ9 Media right here. Highlight them both, press Control, or just hold T so I can drag them over, and they're going to be massive because we made them on a much bigger thing. Zoom out, make sure you're selecting both of them. Press Control T again, and scale this in. Now, that right there is literally using our text from earlier, but you see what's happened. It has shrunk down the bevel in the bit in boss. So I'm going to make them big again, right-click them, convert them to a smart object, which means it retains all the sort of information. It won't mess it up. I won't adjust it based on the size, and then we can drag our TQ9 Media text over, and just like that, we have actually created a pretty nice banner, just like that, right? And then, of course, we could actually maybe even right-click, go ahead, throw a little bit more, throw maybe a little bit of shadow on them so it jumps out a little bit, but overall, we've built something pretty nice. Then we can actually select these two rectangles, go ahead and drag them into a folder, and call this solid, right? So it's the solid color. Then I can go to the solid, go here, go to pattern overlay, and I can actually start throwing a pattern on there, right? As we see, maybe like that little kind of camo-ish, looking kind of cool. And then also maybe a gradient as well, so that there's that kind of gradient to it, that natural gradient that we love doing. And just like that, guys, we have built a social media banner. We can press Control-S, save that, and actually go ahead and bring that to our Photoshop Masterclass. Go to the bonus section, go to social media banner. We can change, save this as FB social banner. Go ahead and save that right there. And then we have basically done it. TQ9 Media, it's on there. I'm sort of jumping out of the frame a little bit, and overall we've built something pretty nice. Now, a couple little finishing touches might be to actually go and actually add a little bit of shadow to the edges of this. So for example, just like there, as you see, that's looking pretty cool. Add a little bit of shadow, and add a little bit of shadow to this bad boy right here as well. So there's just a little bit more depth to it. Again, press Control-S, press Control-Shift-S, and then go here and say this is FB social media banner. Our option will pop up, press OK. I've saved that as a JPEG, and now we can actually make this large. Zoom in, double click, and we've got a TQ9 Media banner just like that. It has been created, and essentially we can zoom in a little bit. Oh, zoom in a bit, and just like that, we've done it. TQ9 Media banner. Alternative, we could have used the logo as well, but we made that from scratch, and it's looking like a pretty nice piece of content, right? Based on the simple fact that we combined multiple different layers to it. We built stuff, we stacked stuff on top of each other. We did a little effect like that where we cut out one element, put it in front of another one. That sort of adds a little bit of depth to it. Overall, very nice execution of the Facebook banner. Together, we whipped one up, and we are going to continue with the bonus section coming right up.